Every single week, the landscape of artificial intelligence basically shifts right beneath our feet. And our mission here? To give you accessible, factual analysis of exactly what's going on. Today, we're zeroing in on a massive week, August 10th through the 16th, 2026. And wow, we've got a lot to cover. We're talking everything from AI-generated text that's now going to carry permanent, invisible signatures to digital agents that can literally navigate your software and do your complex tasks for you. The boundaries of AI are just exploding right now. So let's get right into making sense of it all. Okay, let's dive into this week's agenda. We're kicking things off with transparency, training, and data. Then we'll hit devices, media, and search. Third up is the global AI race. After that, we're looking at AI agents at work. And finally, we'll wrap the whole thing up in the big picture. All right, Section 1, transparency, training, and data. Basically, the shifting rules of AI generation and learning. So our first story is all about Anthropic, the team behind Claude. They're doing something super interesting. They are rolling out a system of invisible watermarking baked directly into the texts generated by their new models. Now, as a human reader, you won't see a thing. It's totally imperceptible, and it doesn't mess with the quality or the meaning of the text at all. But what's really wild is that this is embedded at the model level itself. That means even if you copy and paste the text, or even if you go in and make some human edits, the watermark survives. And the timing here isn't a coincidence, right? This is happening just as the heavy-hitting provisions of the European AI Act went live in early August, which demand some serious new levels of transparency based on risk. But here is why this is a total game changer. It completely flips the script on AI detection. Up until now, we've been stuck in this post-publication guessing game, using tools to try and figure out, hey, does this look like AI? Now, content becomes traceable from the literal exact moment it's created. If these massive AI models are leaving their own unique and visible fingerprints on everything they write, the fundamental question we're asking shifts entirely. We are no longer going to be asking if a text is artificial. We'll be asking which specific AI actually made this. And this push for data clarity ties perfectly into our next story about who actually owns all this data. So Twitch quietly rolled out a new privacy setting, and it authorizes Amazon, its parent company, to train generative AI models on streams, videos, images, and viewer chats by default. By default. If a creator doesn't want their content scraped for AI training, they have to actively go into their settings and opt out. And this brilliantly illustrates what's becoming a really messy new battleground, multi-contributor consent. Think about it. It's not just the streamer's face and voice being captured. It's a totally spontaneous conversations of thousands of viewers in the live chat. As multimodal AI takes off, literally every piece of voice, image, and text online is like gold for training data. But honestly, who actually gives consent when a single video has thousands of different contributors? Moving on to Section 2, devices, media, and search. How AI is redefining our digital interactions. Let's look at the new Google Pixel 11 lineup. They are going after something that sounds completely paradoxical for a company that sells smartphones. They actually want you to spend less time staring at your screen. How? By deeply baking in a much more proactive version of their AI, Gemini intelligence. The phone is designed to anticipate what you need and just handle it for you. For instance, on the Pro models, there's this new feature called Highlight. It's an LED system that flashes different signals, like if a favorite contact is calling or if Gemini is currently thinking, while the phone is literally lying face down on the table. The whole goal is to use more AI to give you fewer reasons to pick up the device. Meanwhile, over in the music world, Spotify is finally tackling AI head-on. Starting mid-September, they're rolling out a new AI persona label. And this brilliantly illustrates how platforms are trying to draw the line. They are making a massive distinction between a human artist who just uses AI tools in their production process versus a completely AI-generated virtual persona. If Spotify flags a profile as an AI persona, that profile is out. It gets completely excluded from their editorial and algorithmic recommendations by default. I mean, you can still search for them if you really want to, but the algorithm absolutely will not promote them. It's a fascinating strategy to protect human artists on a platform where, let's be real, the algorithm is king. But what happens when the platform's AI replaces the need for the user to ever leave the platform in the first place? Well, an alliance representing about 300 French news publications has taken this exact issue straight to the French Competition Authority. They're going after Google's AI overviews. You've probably seen these. They use Gemini to just spit out a generated answer right at the top of your search results. And the publishers are terrified of a massive drop in traffic. Think about it. If the AI gives you the answer instantly, why would you ever click the link to go to the publisher's website? We are witnessing a fundamental shift where the search engine isn't just a bridge to get you to information anymore, it's becoming the final destination. And it raises this massive question for the entire internet. Who actually captures the value when an AI system uses a human's hard work to generate an answer that completely bypasses the original creator? All right, Section 3, the global AI race. Let's look at geopolitics and enterprise adoption. First up on the global stage, we have a major collapsed deal. Meta was all set to buy the AI agent startup Manus for a cool $2 billion. Now, Manus was originally founded in China, but they actually moved their headquarters over to Singapore. Well, that didn't matter. China's National Development and Reform Commission stepped right in and killed the deal. Manus now has to stay independent, and they even have to delete any user data that was created while Meta technically owned them. This is huge because it proves that global AI competition isn't just about big tech companies fighting each other anymore. It is straight up a matter of national sovereignty. Governments are looking at AI models and agents as critical strategic assets, kind of like how they view advanced semiconductors. And simply moving your company's HQ to another country? Yeah, that doesn't magically take you out of the regulatory reach of where you started.
Switching over to the corporate side, generative AI is making some serious waves in Japan. A recent report just dropped showing that 86.4% of Japanese companies are using generative AI for at least one task. That sounds incredible, right? But when you look a little closer, only 16% of those companies have actually fully integrated it across their whole organization.
And to really put that into perspective, look at how Japan stacks up globally. That 86.4% might sound high, but they are actually trailing behind. China is sitting at a staggering 98.1%. Germany is at 91.6%. The US is at 90.9%. This really highlights a crucial reality of the AI race right now. The finish line isn't just getting your employees to try out ChatGPT occasionally. The real challenge is deep, structural integration. That massive gap in Japan between 86.4% occasional use and just 16% full-scale deployment tells us that the real foundational transformation of how modern businesses operate is barely even out of the starting gate. Next up, Section 4, AI agents at work. This is where AI goes from just answering questions to actually acting on our behalf. Just look at the aviation industry. Ryanair just inked a massive 5-year deal with Google Cloud. And they aren't just using AI to politely answer customer support emails. They are dropping Gemini Enterprise and Google DeepMind models directly into the beating heart of their airline operations, rolling it out to 35,000 employees. The goal here is to create AI agents that can actually step in and make crucial operational decisions. We're talking about automating complex crew scheduling, optimizing their entire fleet management, and jumping in to minimize disruptions when things go wrong. They are literally letting AI steer the incredibly complex logistics of flying 300 million passengers every single year. And we are seeing the exact same shift over at xAI, who just launched Grok Bot in an early beta. Now, what's really interesting here is that Grok Bot isn't being pitched as a chatbot at all. It's a digital teammate. Each bot gets its very own computing environment up in the cloud. It can independently sign into your software, it can click around the user interfaces of your CRM or your spreadsheets, and it can execute entirely multi-step workflows before handing the finished product back to you. You can even have multiple bots running at the exact same time, handing tasks off to each other. And because they live in the cloud, they don't care if you close your laptop and go to sleep. They just keep working. AI isn't just an assistant anymore. It's an executor. We're also seeing this with Anthropic, who are pushing a major upgrade to Claude's integration inside Google Chrome. Claude is no longer just stuck in one isolated tab. If you start a task in the Chrome side panel, it ties directly to your account. You can seamlessly pick that exact same task up on your desktop app or your phone later on. Claude is essentially following you around your entire digital life. But of course, giving an AI persistent access like that brings up some absolutely massive security questions. Anthropic actually had to build in specific safeguards because when web agents are just constantly running in your browser, they can be tricked by malicious code hidden on random web pages, a vulnerability known as a prompt injection attack. So when you put it all together, Ryanair handing over operational logistics, Grok Bot literally becoming a cloud-based employee, and Claude tracking your sessions persistently across all your devices, the narrative is undeniable. AI has matured into a true digital worker. And I think that leaves us with the single most important question to ask ourselves this week. How far are we actually prepared to delegate our work to AI agents that are acting with more and more autonomy every single day? Finally, Section 5, the big picture. Let's step back and synthesize everything we've talked about today. Looking at this week, 4 massive trends are staring us right in the face. Number 1, deep business integration. We are officially moving past the let's experiment phase and putting AI into core, heavy lifting operational roles. Number 2, the rise of active AI agents. These systems aren't just drafting emails anymore. They are logging in, managing logistics, and doing the actual work. Number 3, there is a massive, urgent push for content transparency. Between invisible watermarks and new default opt-outs for training data, the battle to protect human digital identity and track where content comes from is absolutely fierce right now. And number 4, intensifying geopolitical competition. Governments are flat out treating powerful AI as critical national infrastructure. So, the conversation isn't really about how smart AI is going to get anymore. The real focus now is how we safely integrate these crazy powerful tools into our businesses, our workflows, and our lives, and what the new rules of this digital reality are going to be. And that wraps up our analysis for this explainer. From those invisible watermarks tracking everything we write to digital teammates literally taking over our software, it has been an incredible week in the world of AI. Now, I want to turn it over to you. Which story stood out to you the most this week? Let me know down in the comments. Keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.